As teachers and pupils recently abducted in Oyo State remain in captivity, protests continued across the country on Tuesday, with the Nigerian Union of Teachers staging rallies in several states. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, the main airport in Ituri, the DR Congo province at the epicenter of an Ebola outbreak, reopened on Tuesday after a 10-day closure for safety reasons, the government said. The Democratic Republic of Congo is battling a major epidemic of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever that is suspected to have killed at least 246 people in the country and neighboring Uganda, according to the African Union's health agency, Africa CDC. Health Minister Samuel Roger Kamba said the authorities needed to put health measures in place to protect the travelers. At number 9, Southampton head coach Thunder Echane issued an apology on Tuesday for orchestrating the Spygate scandal, admitting he is responsible for everything that has happened. Saints were thrown out of the championship playoffs last month after admitting sending a young intern to spy on a Middlesbrough training session. The English Football League said the South Coast club were found guilty of a deplorable act of putting pressure on the junior member of staff to spy on Borough. In a damning verdict, the governing body said Southampton boss Echane authorized the spying. At number 8, the Kogi state government has suspended the Echane festival in Ebira land with immediate effect over security concerns. The government said the decision was informed by credible intelligence reports indicating that activities associated with the festival could threaten public peace, safety, and security, and potentially lead to a breakdown of law and order in part of Kogi's Central Senatorial District. The announcement was made in a statement issued on Saturday by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo. At number 7, Governor Sheriff Oborevori of Delta State has said it would be evil for Deltans to vote against President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election, citing the president's personal and family ties to the state. Speaking during an interview on Arise Television on Tuesday, Oborevori argued that President Bola Tinubu remains the only leading presidential contender with a direct affiliation to Delta State through the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, who has ancestral ties to the state. Among candidates expected in the 2027 race, the governor said Tinubu stands out because of that connection, insisting Deltans should view his candidacy as a family affair. At number 6, the Central Bank of Nigeria has redeployed its 4 deputy governors in a management reshuffle aimed at strengthening its leadership structure and improving operational efficiency. The changes, which took effect on June 1st, 2026, were reflected in an updated profile on the Apex Bank's official website on Monday. Under the new arrangement, Deputy Governor in charge of economic policy, Dr. Mohammed Abdullahi, has been reassigned to the Corporate Services Directorate. In his place, Mr. Philip Ikezo will now oversee the Economic Policy Directorate. At number 5, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kano State Command has dismissed 5 volunteer personnel from service for unethical conduct, unprofessionalism, and gross indiscipline. The affected personnel are Yakubu Mubarak Yusuf, Ismail Mohammed, Adamu Owalu, Abdulrazak Sulaiman, and Ahmad Saki. The public relations officer of the NSCDC State Command, Ibrahim Abdullahi, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. According to the statement, the state commandant of the Corps, Commandant Mohammed Agalama, approved the dismissal following due consideration of the personnel's misconduct, which was found to be contrary to the Corps' values, ethics, and operational standards. At number 4, the International Organization for Immigration says it has rescued more than 65,500 stranded Nigerian migrants in the past 9 years, highlighting the scale of irregular migration challenges facing the country. Speaking at a migration reporting workshop in Lagos, the agency revealed that over 30,000 returnees have also received psychological, social, and economic support to help rebuild their lives. The IOM says it is intensifying efforts to promote safe and legal migration pathways while urging greater public awareness and responsible media coverage of migration issues. At number 3, the National Identity Management Commission has warned Nigerians against a social media post offering free NIN correction on a fraudulent portal. The commission described the message and its accompanying links as a phishing scam designed to deceive unsuspecting members of the public. According to a public advisory issued on Tuesday on its X handle, NIMC assured citizens that the National Identity identity database remained secure and protected from unauthorized access. The agency advised members of the public to do not click any unauthorized links and to rely only on official channels for any data modification, update, or correction requests. At number 2, the Nigerian army has rescued 23 passengers abducted by suspected bandits along the Ayegunle-Bunu Road in Kaba-Bunu local government area of Kogi State. In a statement issued on Monday, the army said the operation was launched following a distress call received at about 3:30 a.m., prompting troops to immediately commence a counter-kidnapping mission in the area. According to the statement, the attackers had blocked the highway and seized several travelers before security operatives arrived at the scene. The army disclosed that an assessment of the attack scene led to the recovery of 2 Toyota commercial buses and a Howard truck abandoned along the roadside. At number 1, as teachers and pupils recently abducted in Oyo State remain in captivity, protests continued across the country on Tuesday, with the Nigerian Union of Teachers staging rallies in several states. The demonstrations followed a peaceful protest by civil society groups in Ibadan, the Oyo State's capital, on Monday, during which participants demanded immediate rescue of the abducted victims in Ibadan. The nationwide protest by teachers today began on a solemn note. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.